Chime of the unknown. I never believed in the supernatural until I inherited my grandfather's antique clock. It was an oddity, a beautifully ornate timepiece that ticked backwards, its hands moving in reverse as if defying the natural order. At first, I thought it was a charming quirk, a conversation starter nestled in the corner of my living room. But the charm wore off the first time it chimed. With each resonant echo, a sensation spread through me, like a whisper crawling up my spine, urging me to turn around. I resisted at first, convincing myself it was just my imagination. But curiosity, or perhaps some deeper compulsion, finally won out. The first time I yielded to the urge, I found nothing but empty space behind me. Yet the room felt different, as though charged with an unseen presence. I shook it off, blaming fatigue or stress, but the feeling persisted with every chime. Days turned into a cycle of dread and anticipation, each backward tick drawing me closer to some unspoken revelation. My reflection in the mirror started to change subtly, shadows creeping where there should be light, my eyes reflecting a deeper darkness. Friends stopped visiting. They said the air in my house felt heavy, oppressive. I laughed it off, though each laugh felt hollow. One night, as the clock struck midnight, the chimes echoed longer, more insistently, until the room seemed to pulse with their rhythm. The sensation of being watched was no longer ignorable, and my breath caught as I turned slowly, heart pounding in synchrony with the chimes. There, in the dimly lit room, shadows twisted into a form just out of reach of the light, an entity whose outline was barely perceptible but whose presence was undeniable. It didn't move, but its gaze, if it had eyes, was fixed on me, a silent observer waiting for something unknown. The realization hit me like a cold wave. The clock was more than a mere heirloom. It was a portal, a conduit for whatever lurked behind the veil of ordinary sight. The backward ticks weren't just an oddity, they were a countdown. And with each chime, I was being drawn deeper into a reality where I was not alone. As the entity's form grew clearer, I understood that turning away was no longer an option. It was too late. The clock had marked me as its own, and with the final chime, the room plunged into darkness, leaving me to face what had patiently waited just behind me all along.